Have you found hoisting the mainsail on your Hobie Tiger or similar difficult at any stage? Well, we're just going to take a look and see what we can do to make that process easier. Hello, yes, it's Joe here for Joyrider TV, and yes, we are going to take a look at how we can make hoisting the sail on the Tiger easier. Let's start off by having a look at our mast base sheave wheel. So here we are at the mast base. Now this wheel here in the middle, the one which we're using on the halyard, these don't last very long, the plastic ones. They've got bearings inside. This one's looking okay, but it doesn't take long until it'll be looking like this, where half of it's missing, the balls have fallen out, and if you do try to pull your sail up using this sheave wheel, it's going to be an absolute mission, and you're going to be fighting it because the halyard is going to be jamming in there. So instead we can use the tornado method to hoist the sail. A lot easier, and you won't have to be replacing that sheave wheel ever again. One thing that can make it a lot easier to hoist your sail on any type of boat is get your bolt rope, the front edge of the sail, wet before you start hoisting. So we're lucky enough to have a hose pipe right next to where we park the boats, so we can get that wet. And water, as long as you get it wet and then hoist the sail immediately, is an extremely effective lubricant for hoisting the sail. If you haven't got a hose pipe handy, what you could do is fill up a spray bottle with water, take it to the boat park, give the bolt rope of the sail a spray, then hoist it, and this is going to make it so much easier to hoist the sail. And of course, if you have got a hose pipe handy, this is a good opportunity to give the sail a wash as well, and then the sail will dry while it's up. Okay, so now it's time to attach the halyard, and it doesn't actually matter which way you attach the halyard, but it is a good idea to get into the habit of doing it the same way every time. And what we do here at Wildwind is we always put the knot through, the rope through, and tie a figure of 8 knot on the port side, the left side of the sail, just like that. And that way we always know which way to turn the mast, because it's the same every time. Once we've got that, this is the tornado method. We're actually going to take the halyard from this part of the mast and pull it out. Now, the most important thing with the tornado method is we are going to hoist the sail from here, but we have to make sure the halyard is always pulling slightly forwards towards the front of the boat, so it definitely isn't going to come out of the mast this way, because that can cause you a pretty major upset. So always pulling it slightly forwards, very important. So I'm just going to repeat that because it is really, really important. If you don't do that, you can get into quite a mess. So then also the benefit of this method is you can feed the sail in and hoist the sail with one person very easily indeed. So there we are, introducing the sail into the mast. We've got the hook on this side and the halyard on the other side. We can then start to hoist. The other key point here with the hoist is it is essential to have the boat pointing into the wind, or at least so that you can line up the mast with the sail. If the sail and the mast are not lined up, this is going to cause excess friction, making it extremely difficult to hoist the sail. This is the same with any type of boat. So we can get the mast lined up with the sail, And then using the tornado method, so easy just to pull it up. So just keeping the sail lined up with the mast. And then just pulling her up. And then once we're nearly at the top, we'll give it a bit more of a pull so that we can really feel it get to the top. There it is at the top. And then to hook the sail in, what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the mast. So I'm just going to uncleat the rotation there. So we felt that the sail is definitely at the top. To lock it in, we're going to rotate the mast, so we're putting the hook above the top of the mast. The easiest way to know which way to do this is to look up the mast. There's no way we're going to see this on the camera, but we'll look up the mast, rotate it, so we're putting the hook above the top of the mast. Then we can let go of the halyard, pull the sail down, and then we can feel a clunk as it goes in. And then I like to just rotate the mast the other way just to check that it's definitely in, and then that is definitely in. That's the sail hoist. It would be a shame not to look at the sail drop right now. So what we're going to do for the sail drop is we're going to use the tornado method again, but before we try to pull the sail up to drop the sail, we just again need to make sure that the mast is in line with the sail. We can push the sail up a little bit at the bottom to make sure that's not going to catch. We can then, when unhooking the sail, it's a short, sharp pull, not a long, steady pull, but a short, sharp one to unlock the sail. So we're just going to go, and we're not into the wind. There we go. That is a short, sharp pull. We can then pull the mast round so that we can see the hook. This is why doing it on the left is a good idea, because you can see the hook from the left side, and this is the easy side to use the tornado method from. And then while it's rotated, we can then just pull the sail down. And now here's the example of what happens if you allow the halyard to go back. It gets stuck in at the bolt rope. If that's allowed to get stuck past one of the battens, then you're in for a very sticky time and you have to use a lot of force to get the sail down. So if that happens, we could just pull it up a bit again until, oh, I'm into that sticky time. So we're just having to force the bolt rope past the halyard there. I think it's good to show what can go wrong with this method. And there we are. So that is what not to do. So I think it is very useful to know what is going on at the top of the mast. So this is what the masthead fitting looks like. In fact, this is what a brand new masthead fitting looks like. There's the hole, and then the hook comes up, you rotate the mast, hook locates in the hole, and there she is locked in. Now if your sail absolutely won't lock in, it might be because this part of the hole has worn away so much that there's nothing for the hook to lock into. So you could buy another fitting like this, or what we do is we get it welded, where we just have a plate welded across, and this lasts for quite a long time, so worth having a look. The other thing that could happen is your actual hook, this could become bent outwards or quite badly worn, so worth having a look there as well if your sail won't lock in. But then we're just rotating, putting that over the top of the mast, she locks in, and then happy days are here again and we're ready to go sailing. So there we go. I hope that has helped with some of your Tiger sail hoisting issues if you've been having issues. Yeah, if you're having any issues that weren't covered there, do put it in the comments below and I'll see what I can come up with. There'll be more coming up soon on Joyrider TV. We'll be looking at sail hoisting and dropping on, of course, the 16, and then on the 18/tornado style system where we've got a hook at the top of the mast. Thank you very much.